The best 60 minutes of your day, the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour, and a discussion of what could be the reason to be most optimistic about the Packers in the rest of the regular season. The Vikings is already considered a win. They're horrible. I think they have put together the worst two quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. If you can find any with back-to-back quarterback ratings similar to what they have done, let me know. Two different quarterbacks have both had ratings in which the quarterback would have had a better rating had they spiked every ball the entire game. Think of that. So somebody else can do the research. I haven't checked my AI. So that's a win. Now you got four other games. You want them to go 3-1, and they would be 4-1, win the division. But I will leave that to Brian Bulaga. But the point is to be about the offensive line. I believe the offensive line is improved enough that has created a level of optimism as great as any this season, even early on, because the offensive line, as we've learned from Brian, is so important. All right. Am I overselling the new offensive line or not? Good evening. How are you doing? And to the question.
Good evening. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Excellent. Listen, I think the offensive line over the last few weeks has shown really good improvement, right? I mean, I think they've shown positive signs, and I think it's obviously it is a slow work in progress, right? And it's slow signs, right? And it's slow steps. And I think I said this before the Minnesota game when I got to catch up with the guys live on set in Green Bay. I think the Denver game is going to be kind of the litmus test in Denver, right? When we're going to see what they're all about, right? And that's going to give this group enough time to kind of get their what together and go out there and do it, because that defense and that front is going to be probably their biggest challenge the rest of this season. Is going to be that Denver front, right? Until we get to the postseason, then it's all bets are off. I'll put that Denver game as the litmus test to see where they're at, right? And see how far they can take this thing, because that Denver front that's by all means, that is a Super Bowl type defensive front. That's what Denver's front four is. That's how they perform. But they're playing Green Bay right now. Green Bay's offensive line has improved, and they're improving at a nice rate. And Sean Ryan, I think, has improved. And the addition of Belton has helped the run game, and it seems like he's brought a little edge to the run game, which I think is good, which this group is needed, right? And it's brought, you look into the numbers of the, yards per carry, it's brought that up, right? And we're not getting the 125, 150 yards a game. But you look at the way these, the rushing stats have been, and it's been better. And that's something that I think we could look at as an improvement since he's been inserted in the lineup since Minnesota, which I think is impressive. But you look at the rest of the schedule, and I think you could look at Minnesota as probably the one game that you feel good about. I agree with you. That's probably the one, and then the rest of them, they're going to be tough ball games, right? They're going to be tough ball games, and that's what is going to make this thing interesting, in my opinion. It's going to make the rest of this season very interesting, and this offensive line is going to have to perform at a high level to take this offense where it wants to go, in my opinion.
Talking with Brian Bulaga. If you have questions for him, of course, you can go on YouTube. Are you still, wasn't it stoked as we've
Yeah.
moved into December. Brian Bulaga, are you still stoked about the Green Bay Packers? I don't know if I can say it as well as you.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I feel just as good about them. I mean, the performances that they've been putting on, how they're winning games, how the defenses looked, the way Jordan Love is playing, the way the receivers now have come out since Christian Watson's been back. Yeah, I feel really good. The thing about it too is like you never know when Christian Watson comes back from his ACL. You don't know how he's going to be, and as someone who's come back from a couple of those, you don't know how that's going to go, right? Like, and obviously I came back from mine. Both of mine went well. You don't I didn't have a setback on any of mine, but you just don't know. And the thing is, the way he's come back and how he's performed at such a high level, and he's gotten better every single week. And to me, he's been such a catalyst for this offense to just like go, right? He's turned into exactly what this offense is needed. So like all these pieces coming together, yeah, I mean, I still feel exactly the same about them. I feel exactly the same. Listen, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they play. There you go.
Were you ever in this season not stoked? What was your low point?
The way they played against the Eagles, that was bad. That was probably the worst I felt about them. This is a bad performance. It was just bad. And it wasn't even. I mean, it was really just offensively. Defensively, they played good. I mean, that's the bad part about it. I mean, and I can't even say Carolina anymore because Carolina is winning games against really good teams. So can't say Carolina. It'd probably be against the Eagles at home. The way they played offensively, you would expect more from them offensively at home against Philly. So that to me was probably it. But they've rebounded since then, and they found their footing. So to me, that's in the past now. They've moved on from that. They've kind of found their stride, and to me, it's as Matt LaFleur likes to put it, all gas, no brakes, man. Let's go.
I asked this question of Jason Wilde since you played. I'm going to ask it of you. Jordan Love is incredibly boring, shows absolutely no emotion, but I'm not saying that's a negative. As a player, he seems to be able to rebound nicely from struggling and still play well at the end of the games. But I said, Jason, just tell me one time when you've seen him been irritated, or tell me one time when he goes, well, it's not any indication of ability. It's not any indication of emotion when you're playing, but no one can argue. He shows literally no emotion in the media, good or bad or whatever. Am I accurate, or do I need a governor on that?
Well, I mean, again, I'm not around the guy that much, so like
but you observe when he makes comments about things. Like they asked him about, what was it, the comments that Ben Johnson made about the Packers or something.
I mean, to be honest with you, like players aren't going to show much emotion about what another head coach says. Like when a head coach like Ben Johnson says something like that about LaFleur at his opening presser, like, to be honest, like, I mean, let's be real. Like, nobody
cares.
Nobody cares. Like,
all right.
Yeah, like players don't care. Like, here's the thing. Like, it was such a stupid comment by Ben Johnson. Like you make that comment, riding off of Detroit's success. You come into Chicago, you make that comment, and it's like why would you make that comment? Like, you beat the Packers with the Lions players, and you make that comment. Like it doesn't make it, like it doesn't make any sense. Like, so like so for the players now to like look at him and like think it's a big, like, it just doesn't, they don't care. Like, what I mean? At least I wouldn't have cared. Like, you kind of look at him like, what's the matter with this guy? Like, well, like, why would you even, like, why would you make that comment? Like, what have you done? you were the offensive coordinator. I understand, but like you haven't been a head coach. You haven't won anything in this league. You didn't go to the Super Bowl last year. You didn't win the Super Bowl with the Lions last year. You didn't do any of those things. Why should I care about an offhanded comment that you made in your opening press conference to get Bears fans excited? Like it's no big deal. So like for Jordan not to care, I completely understand. Like, so if it bothers Matt a little bit, I understand that.
Does it? I don't understand how.
It's a personal dig. It's a personal dig.
Oh, okay.
That's directed at one person. That's directed at. He said Matt LaFleur.
He likes beating. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He said a person's name. He didn't say I like beating the Packers.
That's right. Yeah, I like beating him twice. Yeah.
He said I like beating Matt LaFleur twice. So like that's a personal dig, right? Like so like to me, like that's I can understand if it bothers Matt. But at the same time, even Matt, it's like like Matt even said, like I don't even know this guy. Like, I don't even know. Like I don't really know him. So like at the same time, I could see how Matt would even be maybe.
I just wonder how, and I ask you this, but like you just work so hard on winning games. If I feel like I can do something and say something that would fire up my players a little bit or create a little emotion, fine. But I would just think you spend so much time and energy winning and what it takes to win and what it takes to beat the other player, the coach and stuff like that I would guess that takes all your emotion. But, if somebody said, hey, let's bulletin board material or whatever, anything that's going to fire up the players a little bit, fine, I might use it. But that was my thought originally, that just spend so much time in how hard it is to win and win and win. I'd be worried if that was such a big part of someone.
Yeah. Again, it might have been something that might have been mentioned this week. It might have been, like it could have been mentioned, but like at the same time, like, first of all, it happened. When was he announced as a head coach? Like in before free agency opened or whenever that even took place. So like it happened so long ago now. If the guy went in a press conference again on Monday and reiterated the same comment and he reignites this thing, then that's a whole different story, right? But I don't think Ben Johnson did that. So like it was a long time ago he made this comment. So like I don't think anyone really cares about it at this point. I get it's a sound clip, right? And everyone is going to repeat that sound clip. But from a player's perspective, it's like he didn't take a shot at a player, right? Like he didn't take a shot at someone. He didn't say, I like beating Jordan Love twice. I like beating Jordan Love twice. Or I like beating Jeff Hafley's defense twice. Or I like beating Xavier McKinney twice. Like he didn't say that, right? Like, so like from a player perspective, it's like, yeah, all right. Like I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to take from it. Right? Then just move on. I got other things to worry about this week. Like I got to get ready for so-and-so and this and this. Like I can't worry about what Ben Johnson said back in March. Like it doesn't matter to me at this point. And that's the way I look at it. And Jordan Love, the way he is and how even keeled he is, maybe his.
Who is the most even keel player you played with? Other than yourself. Was anybody more even keel than you?
Even keel, like just. I would say
you just never saw him mad. You never saw him, whatever the middle line is. They were just pretty much the same every day you were around them, win or lose, good game or bad game. That's how I would describe you. Were you actually like that, or am I making that up?
I would get mad when we lost. I didn't like losing.
But would anybody notice how irritated you were? I'm not saying you didn't feel it, but like of your other offensive linemen, they were all nuts compared to you, right?
They're different characters.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, definitely different characters.
Okay.
Definitely different characters. But
Did you ever bust a locker? Did you ever throw anything that is a result of how irritated you were for losing? What was the most emotional thing you did in front of your teammates after any loss?
No, I never did. I mean, never did anything like that.
Okay.
Never
Dang
did
it, I
anything
thought
like
maybe
that.
once. Come on, you never busted a wall?
Nope. No, I mean, to me, I you win, you win or you lose a game. I mean, you gotta internalize certain things, and I always like to, especially after certain losses, right? You gotta let the dust settle a little bit and watch what happened, right? Like you gotta see what happened, right? And that's watching the tape and kind of breaking things down in your head and seeing what took place and understanding what took place, because emotion is so raw right after when things happen. And I get it hurts at times, but like you got to be able to, you know, to kind of let things cool down a little bit. You could be upset at the moment, but that doesn't mean like smashing a locker or putting your hand through a wall or something like that. Like that, that's that would not be my first thing. Like now, I can see. I mean, I've been around guys that probably, I mean, that would do that for sure, but not. I mean, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I would say like even key. I mean, I would say Jordy was the most even keel guy I've ever been around. Like he was always like, you put him on a heart monitor, the guy was probably like the same at all times. Like cool as the other side of the pillow, man. That was Jordy Nelson, like all the time. Same guy, no matter what. That was Jordy.
There you go.
Like always the same. That was him. Like he could have been nervous as hell. You would have not have known it. Like you would have no idea, or he could have been mad, would not have known it, or maybe like but that's how he was. Like that's how Jordy was. But I just think Jordan's leadership style it's just different. Is it good or bad? I mean that's for the guys in that locker room, right? And they seem to follow him, and they love his leadership style, and the way he is compared to the way Aaron was is clearly different. It's way different. And obviously Aaron was way different than Favre, right? Like, I mean, they were completely different. So like, I don't think I personally, for me, and seeing the way Jordan interacts with his guys, I'm not sure that like, I don't know how I would go with that. Like how, as an older guy, right? Like, I don't know how that would go with me. Cause like, I like the way Aaron, went about his, leadership style. I liked him fiery and getting after guys and doing that type of thing. That's not Jordan's way. And that's okay, right? And the way he does it is perfect, right? Guys love it, the way he goes about his way, and they respect the hell out of him, and that's fantastic. And it's the way the culture is in the locker room right now, and he's got the pulse on it. So it's just the way it is in the locker room, and in the way he is, and he's the leader of that locker room. So to me, he could be up, down. It doesn't matter what he is. He's got control of it. And the way he is the way he is, and you know what? It's working, and that's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. And would I like to see him get after someone if they run a bad route? I sure would. But that's not the way he goes about it, right? That's not the way he goes about it.
And so, I don't think that's necessarily wrong. I've never. You can answer that way better than I can, where how much of that is necessary or what gets the most out of your wide receivers. Each way creates some pluses and minuses.
Well, how about this?
I can tell you this. Aaron Rodgers would have been better off of being like Jordan Love and some of his.
Fine, I'll take the wide receivers out of it. Fine, okay. I'll take the wideouts completely out of it. I mean, because I know that they're a different group of cats, right? Because they're very...
I feel like we want to discuss this. Are they the most different group of cats on the team?
They're just they need to be taken care of in a certain way. Right?
Hold on, we're going to continue this for later because Jason Wilde is waiting, and I want to listen to you and go to my cot. Jason Wilde and Brian Bulaga next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we do have a crash on 894 southbound right about at Beloit Road. The right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. Delays coming in from Greenfield Avenue. And then on northbound 43 at Kilbourne, we got another accident there. That's off on the left shoulder. Delays kind of kicking in from Beecher Street all the way up, almost from Lapham, my goodness, all the way through the Marquette up past Locust. Southbound is starting at Locust, hitting the brakes and riding those brakes all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. We've got southbound on 41 backed up from Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol Drive, northbound from Mayfair Road up to Silver Spring, and the bypass heading westbound. Give yourself some extra time coming out of the Mitchell Interchange. It's going to be slow all the way to about Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming blustery again and still chilly with increasing clouds, a low of 10 at the lakefront, 6 inland. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a bit blustery with a chance for a few flurries later on in the afternoon, possibly a wintry mix later in the day, a high of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
The problem is you can say all you want about being process driven, but your process can be right, and if the execution sucks, you lose that game yesterday.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
That's great that you went for it on all 3 of those 4th downs and you netted 2 touchdowns, but that's because your players did the job. They got it done. And in other games, they haven't.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps La Causa's doors open and provides meals, classroom resources, mental health support, and more. Every child deserves the chance to dream, grow, and thrive. Make a difference by donating today at lacausa.org.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. Or you could also try the new Holiday Stick Sampler Pack featuring Winter Wonderland, Mary Berry, Gingerbread, and Santa's Cinnaberry. It's stick size and a great way to try all the favorite flavors of the season. So go to Kringle.com to order or call them at 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Jason Wilde and Brian Bulaga. Oh, baby, I'm on the cot. Take it away, the doctor of football. Intro, as you do so nicely.
Jason, good evening. How are you?
I'm great, Brian. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How's the weather out there in Green Bay since I'm nice and warm here in Florida? I heard it's cold.
Yeah, very cold. I just got done shooting my 10 o'clock stand-up for Channel 3 in Madison, and I'm back in my office. I still have my coat on. I did take off my gloves, but I'm thinking about putting them back on. I still have my winter beanie on. It is cold. So
it's that cold.
spend some time. It's cold. I still can't believe these morons would go out there without sleeves to play football cold when I would watch you guys do that. Was there any reason other than you wanted to look like a badass? Was there any other reason why you refused that other than peer pressure? Because I think Josh Sitton eventually caved, right?
He might have done it once or twice, but for me, it was just like, listen, I'd get too hot. Like I would get too hot. I never did it in high school because and I learned early on. And like, here's a great story, and then I'll get into actually asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
So my senior year, we were playing a game. It was a little bit cold out, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to wear long sleeves. My mom bought me a brand new Under Armour thermal gear, and I have it on, and I'm wearing it in pregame. And I'm just like dying. I'm so hot. I go to our trainer, and she cuts the sleeves of a brand new Under Armour long sleeve. And those at the time were like $85 a shirt. And we'll just say she was not happy. So ever since then, I've just never worn long sleeves, and it's just been that way. So like, been since high school that I've just been like, I'm just not going to do because I know I'm going to overheat, and that's kind of just been my thing. So. It was certainly
Mama Bulaga.
Yeah, it was certainly not trying to be a hardo. That's true. But I will say this: going out on that field against Minnesota, it wasn't even that cold. I was wearing a jacket. I was like, "There's no way I could be out here without a jacket on. Like, this is nuts. Like, these guys are crazy. I don't know what they're doing. Like, it wasn't even that cold either."
Yeah, it's going to be way worse on Sunday. That's for sure.
That's what I hear. But speaking of this week's game, what has the defensive guys, or what have they been saying about this Bears run game, and what are their keys, or what are they saying is the importance and what they need to do to stop this thing? I mean, huge game against Philly. What are they saying about, what they need to do to get this thing kind of bottled up on the inside?
Yeah, well, first of all, they're saying that they're going to really miss Devontae Wyatt, which they have to figure out a way. Next man up, as the old saying goes, and they brought in a guy off the practice squad of the New York Giants, Jordan Riley, who a little bit like old Johnny Cash. He's been everywhere, man. He started out at North Carolina, then he went to a JUCO for a while, then he was at Nebraska, then he was at Oregon. 7th-round pick by the Giants a couple of years ago, was on their practice squad. He goes from a 2-11 team to a team that could be the number 1 seed in the NFC, so he's pretty happy. But, he's new, so I don't know how much they'll play him. But it'll be the two rooks, Warren Brinson and Nazir Stackhouse, and then it'll be obviously Colby Wooden. And they're hopeful that Carl Brooks, who had the big field goal block in the game in Chicago last season, and has been dealing with an ankle injury, didn't play on last Thursday against the Lions. They expect him, or they're hoping he'll be back too. So, they're in a pretty good spot in terms of they've got basically 5 guys to fill in. But, we talked to Halfley this afternoon, and, he pointed out how well the Bears are running that stretch run game, and they're cutting it back into the gaps that are open. And a lot of those gaps were interior opportunities because there are 3, as you and I talked about with Tausch yesterday. Their offensive linemen they've really solved their interior offensive line problems, and you know how important that is. So they've got 2 good backs, but their line is playing really well. I think that's the ball game. I think that's on each side of the ball. The 2 things that I've been saying all week are going to decide this are for the Packers defense, how effectively can they stop the Bears running game offensively? And then for the Packers offense, Jordan Love's thrown 3 picks all year. The Bears have intercepted a league-high 17 passes. You can't have Jordan Love throw picks. That's as simple as that. And if he does, then that gives the Bears a chance to win. I mean, it's still crazy to me, and I know you've still got Bears fan buddies from your growing up in the Chicagoland area. They're +6 in net point differential. That's all, +6.
Yeah.
And they're 9-3. So, they're 6-1 in one-score games. And the Packers obviously are going to hope to avoid the things that have gotten other opponents of theirs beat. And just lastly, we were talking to Bisaccia a little while ago as well, and he pointed out that obviously they beat the Vikings largely because of a kickoff return, setting them up, right? And that's happened a couple times this season. So the special teams can't exactly stink it up either.
Yep. Is Quay scheduled to be back this week? Is he on track?
He is. So he was listed today as a full participant in practice. So that is obviously an upgrade for him. That is certainly progress for him. And to our point about the importance of them stopping the run, he's a really big piece of that, right? So they definitely would be in much better position if he's available to them. And it'll be interesting to see if he's got much rust from the time he's missed. But I think he's probably been having his best overall season since he's been here. And so they clearly need him to be part of that equation if they're going to stop the run on Sunday.
Yeah. Offensively, what do you, or how do you see this game kind of playing out for Green Bay? Do you see it Jordan Love airing it out like in Detroit, or do you see them trying to kind of ground and pound with Chicago? Which way do you see this thing kind of, or do you see Green Bay going with this thing? Because the way Homer and I, we've talked about it a little bit late last week or late on Monday, we talked about it. Didn't really get into it too much because we, had to, off schedule as usual.
Sure.
But we thought, maybe Green Bay has to set this thing up with the pass to run it, spread Chicago out early and then run it late. But, what was your take on it based on how Green Bay's kind of hasn't had much success early running the ball in games as we've seen as of late. And then they've kind of had success late running the ball in games as we kind of saw, the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think the Bears defense is really interesting because, you look at where they're at. I think they're 26th in scoring defense. They're 27th in total defense. They're 28th against the run, right? There's only 32 teams in the league. So they're not very good against the run, but it's not like they're statistically good against the pass either. They're 22nd in the league in pass defense. They're the best in the league at intercepting the football, obviously, but they're not even good as a pass rushing team. So I think that it's kind of a pick your poison for Matt LaFleur because, personally, if the one thing they do is take the ball away, if you got a guy in Josh Jacobs who has a pretty good track record as protecting the football, and you've got a quarterback who's got a pretty good track record of not throwing interceptions, you're probably not scared of either of the things that they do defensively because they're kind of equally pedestrian there. I still believe that even though there's fans that wish he wouldn't do it, I still believe Matt LaFleur believes that it all starts with the run. And I thought that they started to turn a corner with the run game on Thanksgiving. I think that they've got, again, you are so much more insightful than I am when it comes to, kind of discerning what their strengths are on the offensive line. But I think that they are probably, at this point, with their best group in terms of their run blocking, right? With, Belton in the lineup, who, again, you look at, we talked about the Pro Football Focus grades versus the Bulaga Football Focus grades. And regardless of how you view how he played, you grade him on the scale of being a rookie, but there's no getting beyond his size and his strength. I mean, he's just a big dude, and he gets movement at the point of attack. So that's a good thing, right?
Yep.
And I think Sean Ryan, as we talked about yesterday, I still believe that our guy Elton Jenkins is a really good football player, but I don't know if he's a really good center. And it looks like there hasn't been a drop-off and maybe even a little bit of improvement at the center position. And Aaron Banks, who rightfully has been criticized for the way he played early in the season with injuries and inconsistency in and out of the lineup, Matt LaFleur said he said yesterday he feels like Banks has turned a corner. So with those guys in the interior, it's kind of what we were just talking about with the Bears and their run game. You get your guards and your two guards and your center blocking well in the run game. That makes running the football a heck of a lot easier. The question that I have, and the reason why I'm not sure what the thought process will be, is I was talking to Josh Jacobs today, and despite not playing in the Minnesota game, and despite having kind of the mini bye week here after the Thursday Thanksgiving game, it doesn't sound like his knee feels a whole heck of a lot better. It's certainly better than when he first injured it on that turf at MetLife Stadium. But as I said to him, I could see on Thanksgiving there was a play where Branch hit him low and hit him right on the knee, and you could see that it really bothered him. So there's no doubt that he's that he's not 100%. And if that's the case, that should at least factor in some way to what they do.
All right, Jason, can you feel or mention and notice in any way from the coaches, the players, of this being a special game or a bigger game than any game the way they've been this season?
No, I don't get that sense. Now, Brian would obviously know that there's an old like TV commercial for like a deodorant. Never let them see you sweat. Like, I don't think these guys ever want us to be able to tell that they're more geeked up for a specific game. If you're looking for bulletin board material, I haven't finished transcribing it yet. But talking with Josh Jacobs, he said it's a much bigger game this year because these guys are actually decent. So,
don't you really like everything he says? Is that fair?
I do. He does not have a dishonest bone in his body. He's got a sore knee, but he's got no dishonesty in him.
And
like,
he says it pretty simply.
Right, like he said, we need a number one wide receiver. And my favorites come. Like, I've had some great exchanges with him. I really enjoy him. Like when I wanted to ask him about how many of his yards last season were after contact, and he finished the statistic for me as I was trying to give it to him. But another one of my favorites was when we were talking, and I said, I asked him about how the other receivers took what he had said, and about needing a number one, and he said, I talked to them all directly. Like I addressed it with him, and I said, in fairness to you, dude, he did pick a wide receiver in the first round. He's like, right, that's what I said. So I think there's a feeling, and I don't know if that's just Josh or that's more people than that. But I think if there's any sort of vibe that I'm picking up, and I may just be wrong, so take this for whatever that's worth. I do think that they're kind of like, we don't believe in these guys, and we're going to go out there and show you that they're not the darlings that they are right now for the media and in the NFL. That's the vibe I get. Now, again, they have to play them twice in 3 weeks, but I think the Packers believe that they are the better team.
At home.
And when you at home, but I think they believe they're the better team, period.
But at home, it should become it should be a little even easier if home means anything.
I would think so. But again, that's why they don't play the games on paper. That's why they play them on the grass,
Thanks,
which is
Jason.
very cold right now. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. You go to ESPN Wisconsin, the app, and you can follow everything he says. And it'll take a while, but it's worth it. Window Nation end of the year sale, 90% customer satisfaction. That's way more important than me telling you how great they are, and they are. But the customers believe that. It's cold here in Milwaukee, but that doesn't mean it's too late to take care of your windows because Window Nation is right now. Whatever they can do it. Not now, but right now. Window Nation's end of the year sale. Get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. One day, maybe the installation. One day. Back with a lifetime warranty, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau sale, and soon don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started. More Brian Bulaga next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We do have a crash on 894 southbound right about at Beloit Road. The right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. Delays coming in from Greenfield Avenue. And then on northbound 43 at Kilbourne, we got another accident there. That's off on the left shoulder. Delays kind of kicking in from Beecher Street all the way up, almost from Lapham, my goodness, all the way through the Marquette up past Locust. Southbound is starting at Locust, hitting the brakes and riding those brakes all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. We've got southbound on 41 backed up from Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol Drive, northbound from Mayfair Road up to Silver Spring, and the bypass heading westbound. Give yourself some extra time coming out of the Mitchell Interchange. It's going to be slow all the way to about Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming blustery again and still chilly with increasing clouds, a low of 10 at the lakefront, 6 inland. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a bit blustery with a chance for a few flurries later on in the afternoon, possibly a wintry mix later in the day, a high of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
Looking for the early gift for the basketball fan on your list? This holiday season, Fiserv Forum brings the heat with the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown. Friday, December 19th, the Wisconsin Badgers versus Villanova at 7 p.m. But first, UW Milwaukee takes on South Dakota State at 4. 2 big games, one electric night, all under one roof. Check off that holiday list and get your tickets now at FiservForum.com/showdown. The Badgers headline the action on Friday, December 19th, and you don't want to miss it. Visit FiservForum.com/showdown.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
the Doctor of Football. This segment can't be as good because I'm on instead of Jason Wilde, but I give it my best shot. The Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, and we'll ask the doctor first. Will you be happy? Would you be happy if the Packers beat the Bears twice but don't win a playoff game? Our choices are, Pebble put this one up, yes, no, and for me, hell no. But I can't speak for the Doctor of Football.
If they beat the Bears
twice but don't win a playoff game.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So if they don't beat the Bears, so say they split it 1-1.
Yeah.
What's the chance of them winning the division?
I still think it's reasonable. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. They win every game. They finish 4-1 in the last 5. I would assume they'll win the division, right? So you could split with the Bears 1-1, win the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, I would take splitting with the Bears and winning the division.
But that was not the question, sir. The question is, if the Packers beat the Bears twice and don't win a playoff game, will you be happy? Did I say it right, Pebble? Isn't that it? Yes, no, or my vote, hell no.
Yeah, no, I won't be happy.
Yeah, that makes me feel better. Whenever you agree with me, it makes me feel better.
Because unlike the expectations in Green Bay, it's not just all about winning against Chicago.
Yeah.
That's never been the expectation, is just beating Chicago. Like that's like
expectation is do well in the playoffs.
Yes. Like I understand that you want to beat Chicago, you want to win your division. Like I understand that, but in Chicago it's to beat the Packers, and that's like your Super Bowl. Like I get that. Like that's their thing. The expectation in Green Bay, and especially in the locker room, is yes, you want to win those games, but the season starts once the season ends. And that's the prize, right? Like that's when it gets going. So, no, that's not a good trade-off. It's not a good trade-off.
There you have it. And other questions for the Doctor of Football, Brian Bulaga, coming up in the fourth quarter. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The holidays are busy. Meals to make, gifts to wrap, parties to host. When it's finally time to unwind, make it blissful with Carbless. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor with every sip. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. While it may be frozen outside, it's always flawless with Carbless. No guessing and no compromise. So whether you're celebrating with friends, hosting the crew, or relaxing by the fire, bring bliss to your holiday gatherings. Carbless, full of flavor, guilt-free enjoyment.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Sunday will be the first opportunity for Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons to play against the rival Chicago Bears while donning the green and gold. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley talks about the dark place Micah Parsons goes to on game day and what makes Parsons such a special part of this Packers defense.
The way he plays the game, and it's not just the production and the sacks, it's just the way he plays the game, how hard he plays it, the knowledge that he has for the game, but I hope he goes into a really dark place.
Packers-Bears at Lambeau Field Sunday, 3:25 kickoff. Packers 6.5-point favorites. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell. Upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen. Retile that bath. You choose the fixtures. Let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
WMLW is the broadcast home of the Milwaukee Bucks. With 8 select games you can watch for free on broadcast channel 49.1. Check out the full schedule at WMLW.com. Our next game is against the Sixers, Friday night at 6:30 on WMLW.
There's a holiday gift out there that everyone loves. It's compact, tasty, and one size fits all. It's a Cousin Subs gift card. Make your life a little easier. Give your friends and family a better gift this holiday season. Purchase $30 in gift cards today at your favorite Cousin Subs location and receive a certificate for a free 7.5-inch sub. Oh man, that's the gift that keeps on giving. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Baby got a dress on, and I can't find my shoes.
Fisco Auto Body, I tell you about them because you like them and then you like me. Here's how it works. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. On Forest Home in Franklin, Fisco Auto Body, a family business, owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. And they still own the business, meaning that those people that work on your car are Fiscos. Imagine how long they've been working on it and doing that stuff. That's why they're that good. Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. You'll thank them, and eventually you say, oh yeah, it was Homer who told me about Fisco. I need to thank him. Fisco, 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 to remember the name. The Doctor of Football, Brian Bulaga. We have questions from YouTube. You ready to go?
Yep.
You mentioned how Jordy Nelson was the most level, even-keeled player that you played with. Did you ever visit Jordy's farm in Kansas? I recall a story where he invited Packer receiver teammates.
Yeah, that would. No, I never visited the farm. I think. Did my wife ever go out? No, I don't even think my wife went out there with Emily.
That seems unfair.
Yeah, the receivers probably went out there, but the linemen didn't get the invite out to Kansas, unfortunately. But I heard that the place is ridiculous. I heard it's fantastic. It's beautiful, from what I hear.
All right. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Maybe we need to pass that along, Pebble, to Jordy Nelson. Brian Bulaga says, from what he hears, it's ridiculous. Brian Bulaga, any fun stories of riding the bus to Soldier Field and Bears fans along the bus route?
Oh, I mean, how many middle fingers you get is just incredible. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a sight to be seen. How many middle fingers you get? It's really funny. Lip reading. You don't need an interpreter. Like, you don't need like a professional lip reader. You can mouth everything that people are saying to you. It's unbelievable. It's even better when you get in the stadium. It's a great environment to play in, especially for myself being a suburb of Chicago kid. It was fantastic. Every time I went there, I enjoyed every time I visited Soldier Field, even though the stadium was not great.
The grass and everything's horrible, right? Is that as far as
it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean
awful.
And it's not like it's artificial, right?
No, it's not artificial. It's just
You wouldn't
bad.
have thought it'd be possible to have regular grass that bad. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah. I didn't think it'd be possible. I didn't think an NFL stadium would be like that.
But even high school, like in high school, if you had, and you always did regular grass, it was Was it that bad, or compare it to high school or college regular grass?
I compared it to like a bad high school field. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's just
well.
Okay,
so let's put it this way. My first game was in Philly. Philly has a great field. Then we went home to Green Bay, then to Chicago, and then I was on Chicago's grass. I'm like, wait a second, like this is NFL field. This is NFL grass, and that like this can't be real. Like, and that's because I'd played at Northwestern. Northwestern wasn't great, but it was better than that.
wow. High school. All right, I want to get to this. What the Lambeau turf is like late afternoon, evening, night games when below freezing in Green Bay, or just the dynamic of the cold and then also the turf. So often it seems like everybody's slipping, but I don't know if that's accurate or just.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I always loved it. I think it's perfect. It couldn't be any better at Lambeau. Couldn't be any better. Perfect grass at all times. The best.
So do they cut it short or long, or is it the same every year, or is that a stupid question?
I think it's the same all the time.
All right.
Alan, the grounds crew, the groundskeeper, the head keeper, he's the best. He's the best.
And I know you're picking the Pack to win at home.
Oh yeah. I'm taking Green Bay at home. I don't need more time to think about it.
And the cold, is it a different game? Does it change it at all? Should you not even talk about it unless it's something windy or whatever? What's the truth on weather?
Yeah, I don't think it changes much unless the wind picks up significantly.
And the cold is okay?
It depends how cold. Right? Like, because that affects throwing the ball. Okay. That affects the quarterback's gripping the ball and the receivers catching it. Just depends how cold it actually gets.
The doctor of football, Brian Bulagi, it was easy. The Pack will win. The Marquette Basketball Radio Show from Motor Bar and Restaurant next.
Eastbound 94 at 84th Street. We've got a crash now off on the right shoulder, so watch out. It is slowing down from 92nd Street past that point all the way to Hawley Road. On the westbound side, slowing from 25th to Hawley. We've also got a crash northbound 43 at Kilbourne, still being worked on the left